1 ball and 1 strike with Davis Hamilton. The 22-year-old native of Louisville, Kentucky, Justin Doyle throwing to Davis. Curveball up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hamilton, Isaiah Jackson, and Alex Harrell here in the Mallards' first inning on the road in Fond du Lac. Fastball away, 3 balls and 1 strike from this all-star right-hander. Doyle features a 4-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, can go to the 2-seam once in a while, slider, curveball, changeup on 3-1. Fastball hit on the ground towards second. Easy roll for Jake Surrain, playing at the 4 position, throws to Seth Sweetchick, and 1 gone to start the first inning. Defense behind Justin Doyle today. It's Noel Strickler and Heinzen across the outfield. Graydon West and Seth Sweetchick at first. Berrigan at short, just met Jake Surrain at second. And Brady Catterhagen gets the start behind the plate. So here is Isaiah Jackson now, batting number 2 today. Ground ball hit towards second on a backhand this time, Surrain. 3 hops, throws the first, and on 1 pitch, down goes Isaiah. No more Owen Jackson for Madison. So the new 3-hole hitter for now is right fielder Alex Harrell. Goes 1 for 4 in his debut last night. Strikes out in extra innings, draws a walk. Does not hover over the plate. Stands right in the middle of the batter's box on the right side. First pitch from Doyle. Curveball bends in for strike 1. Home plate umpire today, Rod Jackson. First base umpire, Austin Stanton. Third base umpire, Nick Hudlow. Doyle's 0-1. Curveball, big swing and a miss. Harrell's got a home run looking swing. There's power in the profile for this righty out of Paragould, Arkansas. Doyle always works from the stretch on 0-2, throws home to Harrell, fastball away, 89 on the radar gun out in left field. Cookie cutter here in Fond du Lac, 330 to the corners, 375 in the alleyways, and 400 to dead center field. Curveball low and away, that's the profile on Justin Doyle. The breaking ball will spin outside to righties and will likely end down in the dirt. It's been the case so far here in the first inning. 2-2 pitch, fastball chopped towards short. High chop for Berrigan. Right up at the letters, throws across the diamond, and Harrell is retired. A 1-2-3 Justin Doyle top of the first here in Fond du Lac. We will meet the Dock Spiders offense when we return on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the first inning here in Fond du Lac. Madison 0, Fond du Lac 0. Game 2 of the series, extra innings 11 were played last night from Warner Park. Fond du Lac bests Madison 4-3 in Game 1. Starting lineup quickly for Fond du Lac: Travis Strickler, Jake Surrain, Parker Knoll. Top 3. Middle third, Catterhagen, Heinz, and Berrigan. And the bottom 3 in the order to round things out for first-year manager Doug Coe, Sweetchick, Zamora, and West. A 22-year-old native of Santa Barbara, California, Andrew Gardino tosses first pitch fastball at 92 And it is fouled off by the all-star outfielder Travis Strickler up and over the left, and Gardino's day has begun. Start number 3 for Andrew, 0-1 record, 1.23 earned run average. He has looked really good in his first 4 assignments. Curveball low, 4-pitch mix, fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. Raises his glove from the windup, throws on 1-1. Fastball low and in. Rod Jackson does not like the spot. Defense behind Gardino today for Madison, left to right across the outfield. Schrodel, Jackson, Harrell, Taylor, Goolsby on the corner, Sudica, Hamilton up the middle, and Melfi is the catcher. Fly ball into right field. That sends Harrell back, and he will not be able to make the catch. It'll roll up against the wall, and it rolls under the wall. That's a weird-looking play. As Harrell started in, he misread the line drive from the outfielder Strickler, and Harrell unable to make the catch. So an early start for Fond du Lac here in the first inning. Remember, this is a big matchup between these two clubs. Just one game separating them in the standings in the Great Lakes West. And Jake Surrain now against Gardino. Big lead off of second for Strickler at 20 stolen bases. Fastball is tight to this righty. Madison's got to figure out how to hit the starting pitcher. That has been an issue for them in their 3 games since returning from the All-Star break. 1-0 pitch from Gardino. Fastball for a strike, tight again. 1-1 with Surrain. Game number 41 for Jake out of Wisconsin Oshkosh, batting .270 on the year. Fastball hit towards second. That is cued into right field. Harrell will charge and field to his left side. He will hit the cutoff man. Runners on the corners to start things for Fondy here in the first inning. The typical setup here in Fond du Lac, having the cameraman right in front of us in the booth. No window that opens. An interesting setup from Hare Baker Field. Mallards infield will play straight up with runners on the corners. Nobody out here in the first inning. And here is Parker Knoll, no Paul Whitman in the order today. First pitch fastball hit into center field. Isaiah Jackson is under it. He will make the catch. And tagging from third is Strickler. It's a 1-0 lead for Fond du Lac on a sacrifice fly off the bat of Parker Knoll. RBI number 4. He had the winner last night. He is 8 of 15 to start his career as a dock spider. So first time since the break that the Mallards have allowed a first inning run. First time since the break that a first inning run has been scored in general. Gardino's going to throw over to third base just to check on the runner. And third base umpire and crew chief Nick Hudlow said, yeah, Strickler was there. So Gardino back to work after allowing the run. Here is cleanup man Brady Catterhagen taking a fastball just away. Rod Jackson has a tighter strike zone than Nick Hudlow does. We saw that strike zone go left. We saw it go right last night, up and down. Not too much from Nick. 1-0 from Gardino just off the corner. Tosses in the slider at 83. He throws that pitch hard. And a lot of the time, especially to lefties, he's trying to backdoor him. Throw it on that far corner and induce ground ball contact, maybe a flip up into the air. Gardino checks the runner on first base. Comes home. Curveball perfectly for strike 2. Surrain still on first after his single. Strickler double to start the game. Came around to score. Now 3-1 on the curveball from Gardino just off the outside corner. Man, that strike zone is tight today from Rod Jackson in the first. Big swing and a miss. Goes to the fastball. Throws it a little bit lighter this time. 88 on the gun. That's the slowest one so far in the first from Andrew. Count is full with Catterhagen as Gardino comes set down to the belt. Looks over towards first, throws home, fastball, swing and a miss. High cheese gets Catterhagen for his first strikeout. That's a good full count win for Gardino here in the first, who we have not seen struggle at all early in ball games. Wouldn't call one run a struggle. 11 combined innings in his 2 starts. 5 hits, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts, no walks. Here is Jared Heinzen. Gardino throws home. First pitch fastball fouled back. Decent-sized crowd on hand here today from Hare Baker Field. Game 2 of this Great Lakes West Divisional Series. 1-0 Fond du Lac, bottom of the first inning. Gardino throws on 0-1. Fastball swing and a miss into the outside corner. That's a pretty-looking pitch from Gardino. When he locates that four-seam fastball, it is hard to hit. Man, if contact is made, it's going to go to the opposite side against a righty. Heinzen behind 0-2 from the right side. And Melfi sets up on the outside corner again. 0-2 pitch, fastball outside, throw it on the second base, stolen bag for Jake Surrey, and he puts himself in scoring position with 2 away here in the first. So day off for Canyon Brown. A lot of Mallards that you would typically see in the lineup not in today. 1-2 pitch, curveball away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the righty. Jared Heinzen entered as a pinch hitter in last night's ball game. He rolled out to end the top of the 11th. The Mallards would go down quietly in both the 10th and the 11th innings in the extra inning loss. 2-2 hit well into right field, sending Harrell over. He will make the catch, sprinting in towards right center field. Gardino tips his cap out towards Harrell. It is a 1-run inning as Fond du Lac takes that 1-0 lead on the RBI sacrifice fly from Parker Knoll as we go to the second on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Top of the second inning from Fond du Lac. Hare Baker Field is the location for Game 2 of this divisional series. It is Jake Goolsby leading things off for Madison in the road second inning. Just 11 pitches needed for Justin Doyle in the top of the first. 3 bounce outs. First pitch to Goolsby, fastball off the edge. Goolsby, the lefty, day off yesterday, got sick in the morning. He was originally in the starting lineup, but then pulled. Not a kid to be faking anything. Fastball away again. Just off the corner, Justin Doyle asks, hey man, where'd that miss? Rod Jackson says, off the plate, 2-0. 2-0 pitch coming home. Fastball just high. Man, this is a tight strike zone today from Rod Jackson, only in the second inning. He's establishing that now, though. 3-0 pitch to Goolsby. Fastball first strike. Doyle ramped it up to 88 miles an hour. His average fastball on the year, around 87. He throws that 63% of the time and all over to both righties and lefties. Goolsby well hit left field. And Strickler, the center fielder, makes his way over into left center with a little slice to it and puts away out number 1 here in the second inning. So the Mallards, they really have struggled out of the break, hitting, starting, pitching. Christian Fouch, Maddox Long in the Green Bay series. Joseph Shavana last night, first pitch curveball is away to Kyle Schrodel. In each of the 3 games so far since the All-Star break, Madison has 0, count them, 0 hits. Again, starting pitching, fastball just low and in, 2-0. But that slow start out of the gate, Harrison Heffley, second-year hitting coach, says, you know what, we just got to learn to attack them better. And right now we're not doing a good job as Schrodel flies into center field. Strickler barely has to move. Now he'll jog in towards right center and put away out number 2 in the second. So the Mallards still hitless in the second inning. And here comes Chad McCann. He'll get his first at-bat of the year after tossing 24-plus innings as a relief pitcher. Played in 25 games last year as the Mallards' first baseman. First pitch slider is low and away from Justin Doyle. 78 on that spinner. Fastball taken for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chad. And last year, over those 25 ball games, batted .291. Good power, 775 OPS. 3 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, 1-1. Curveball tapped back, foul. Doyle has matched his pitch count from the first inning, just 11 pitches needed. Doyle ahead, throws home the 1-2, slider low and away. That was the exact profile that was given to the Mallards before the game today by hitting coach Harrison Heffley. He said, you get behind, it becomes a coin flip. You get ahead in the count, it is 80+% fastball from Justin Doyle. And when he throws you that secondary stuff, it will be low and away, fastball up high, and it's the first full count of the day from Justin Doyle. Madison looking for their first base runner from the stretch. Doyle set down at the belt, comes home on 3-2. Fastball is hit towards the first base side. It's Seth Sweetchick picking it up himself, stepping on the bag, getting Chad McCann by 3 steps. It's another 1-2-3 scoreless inning for Madison at the plate to start a ball game. 1-0 Fond du Lac. More Andrew Gardino and the Mallards defense when we return on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the second inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Andrew Gardino back out there to duel with 6, 7, and 8 in first-year manager Doug Coe's starting lineup. Rod Jackson back behind the plate, ready to go, with Fond du Lac leading 1-0. Beautiful day for baseball from Harebaker. Temperatures just below 80 degrees. First pitch fastball way up high. Berrigan chases 0-1. Wind favoring the right field side into the corner on a 1. Fastball away. 1 ball, 1 strike from Andrew Gardino, who allowed his first inning run of the season. An inning ago, a leadoff double. They're rolled under the fence in right field. Slider swung on and missed. That's a nice pitch from Gardino to climb ahead 1-2. Jake Surrain then singled to put runners on the corners, and following that, sacrifice fly from Parker Knoll. Fastball high, the cheese got him, and the Rat chases 1 away in the second. So here comes Seth Sweetchick now. Seth recorded 2 hits in the ballgame last night, including a big home run off of Ben Caston. Curveball drops in for strike 1 from Gardino. It was a 3-0 count. Caston threw him a low-end fastball, and Sweetchick left the strike zone and swung on that low fastball. Here's a high fastball from Gardino, 1-1. And then the next pitch, Caston made a mistake. Left one up and in right around that top corner of the strike zone for Nick Hudlow, and man, Sweetchick turned on it. Nick Williams didn't even turn around in left field. 1-1 is just tapped foul over towards the Mallards dugout on the right side. Fond du Lac residing on the third base side here from Harebaker Field. 400 to straightaway center field. 330 down in the corners. 375. The deepest part of the alleyways. Big American flag hanging over center field. 1-2 pitch from Gardino. Fastball hit well towards short. Diving. Sudica can't make the play. And it rolls out towards Schrodel in left. So a 1-out single for Seth Sweetchick, his 3rd hit of this series. You know, we haven't really seen Andrew Gardino get hit well for contact this year. It's a lot of soft contact he's induced, but Fond du Lac looks like a whole different team right now. Especially later in the game last night, the second half, after Will Simmons departed and gave Madison 6 quality innings. First pitch fastball, that hit the corner, and it was a perfectly placed pitch from Gardino. It's 0-1. Baron Zamora batting as the DH today. 160 on his average, 1 home run. Fastball, same exact spot, called for ball 1. So just like the 2 batters before Zamora, another 1-1 count from Gardino. 1-0 Fond du Lac, bottom of the second inning from Harebaker Field. Just underway here in Fond du Lac. Gardino checks the runner on first. One more time, now comes home. Curveball just clips the top edge of the zone. That's the highest we've seen Rod Jackson go today. About 2 buttons up from the belt buckle of Baron Zamora. Madison rocking their all aqua blue uniforms today with that cheese piping. Madison script across the front. Fond du Lac in their home white uniforms. Fastball hit well into right field, slicing towards foul territory. Man, he got a hold of that one. Well foul. Alex Harrell chases it. Fond du Lac's uniforms. The blue lettering and numbering on the backside, and that tan coloring on the front. Reading Doc Spiders across the white uniforms. Gardino checks over to first. Goolsby applies the tag to Sweetchick. Seth will run 8 stolen bags on the year. He's been caught twice. 1 stolen base so far today for the Fond du Lac offense. That was Surrain in the first. Gardino back to first base again, and Austin Stanton, the first base umpire, standing right over top of the bag. Joe Morris coaches first, and manager Doug Coe handles third base. With West waiting on deck, here comes the 1-2 to Baron Zamora. And it's a called strike 3 on a fastball up and in. Zamora sat down. Third strikeout for Andrew Gardino, and the first backwards K here in inning number 2. First time Rod Jackson has been able to show off the old uppercut today. Nine-hole hitter Graydon West with 2 away in the second. 1-0 Dock Spiders. Sacrifice fly hit by Parker Knoll in the first inning. Sweetchick back in standing up. Gardino a snap throw. Wind still blowing out towards right field. A relatively strong gust, keeping the temperatures a little bit lower today. Curveball bends in for a strike. Starts the count 0-1 with Graydon West. '21st game on the year for Graydon, 15 for his first 65. Average at 231. 0-1 from Gardino, curveball, yes sir. 0-2. 3 hits for Fond du Lac, none for Madison. And the first hit of the ball game, debatable whether or not Alex Harrell would have been able to get to it. Started in, misread the line drive off the bat of Travis Strickler, who waits on deck. He came around to score the only run so far. 0-2 pitch from Gardino, up and in, fastball turns Graydon West around. And although that batting average down at 231 for West out of Rice University in Houston, on base percentage still pretty strong, 367 on the year. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Gardino. A couple of checks over to first, comes home, fastball, swing and a miss, that'll do it. Runner was on the move, doesn't matter. So Sweetchick will dirty up his uniform as Davis Hamilton fakes him out at second. 4 strikeouts already for Andrew Gardino, but trailing by 1, and the all-star right-hander Justin Doyle back to the mound. 1-0 Fond du Lac here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom third of Donnie Scott's order to begin the top of the third inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Keenan Taylor will lead off for Madison. Taylor, Sudica, and Melfi against all-star right-hander Justin Doyle. 6 up and 6 down so far. 4 ground balls, 2 flyouts to center. First pitch to Keenan Taylor. Curveball for a strike. Starts him 0-1. Keenan has not been good since he's gotten back from his hand injury. Was away from the team for about 2 weeks. He is still hitless. Slider low and away at 71. 1 ball, 1 strike. He started the year pretty hot. At one point, he was pretty much slotted into that 2 spot in the lineup. every single game for Donnie Scott. Fastball hit well into left field. That might drop into the alleyway, and right on cue, Keenan Taylor has one bag, and he will head for second. The throw comes in from the left fielder, Nolan. Keenan Taylor slides into second base with a sliding double to start things here in the third. I'd say that's pretty good timing for the Mighty Mouse. His first hit back since the injury is a big one. He's been hitting the ball hard. It's just been right at everybody, and, well, that's why you play defense. Umpires coming together here, and they're going to look at his bat. Keenan does swing a different bat compared to the rest of the team. Rod Jackson currently holding it. Third base umpire and crew chief Nick Hudlow. And Austin Stanton is over on the right side as well. So Hudlow's going to run over to manager Doug Coe and converse. And he's actually going to head into the umpire's room. Keenan Taylor, currently standing on second base, is surrounded by the 4 dock spiders. So Keenan caught in a web. And right now we'll see if the double ends up standing or if Keenan Taylor will suffer some kind of a consequence for having a different bat. Manager Donnie Scott currently right next to the 2 umpires still on the field. Home plate umpire Rod Jackson, first base umpire Austin Stanton. And he is just standing there having a conversation with the 2 younger umpires. Now Doug Coe has left the dugout. Noah Sudica standing about 10 feet to the left of home plate. Nick Hudlow walks out to Donnie Scott, and Donnie does not look pleased. Every single dock spider is huddled around Keenan Taylor right now. Doug Coe is standing right next to Donnie Scott and Nick Hudlow. These 2 have gotten close throughout the year. And now Harrison Heffley is out there, the Mallards hitting coach. And what are we doing here, fellas? Rod Jackson shaking his head. And now Nick Hudlow has called Keenan Taylor out. Something to do with the bat, as Harrison Heffley just tosses that thing over towards the dugout. And Keenan yelling home towards Rod Jackson. So Donnie and Heff somehow keeping their composure after whatever that call was. So there's 1 out on the scoreboard. And here's Noah Sudica taking a strike from Justin Doyle back to play. 1 strike in the count to Sudica, and man, that's a tough call for Madison and a pill to swallow here in the third. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sudica, fastball low and outside. So Keenan Taylor just doubled, and he was called out after the umpires checked his bat. So we have yet to see or hear exactly why that is. 2-1, curveball low and away. Doyle bounces a fastball, 3 balls and a strike. So now Madison with a advantage in the count. Noah Sudica at the plate would have had a runner on second. Madison has changed first base coaches. Nick Fazio is out. Harrison Heffley is in. And here comes a 3-1 to Sudica. Fastball up high for ball 4, and Noah will officially be that first base runner for Madison. So on the scoreboard out in left center field, they have wiped that hit off the scoreboard. So as of right now, Keenan Taylor's hit, the double, is no longer. So for what right now is being called as an illegal bat, there is one away here in the top of the third. Fastball off the corner to David Melfi, his first AB of the day. And just a weird situation. It took 4 minutes of our lives away. We won't get back. Nick Hudlow at one point went into the umpire's room to, I don't know, check the rules. Curveball up in, man, tight strike zone from Rod Jackson today. He comes back out, converses with the managers Donnie Scott and Doug Coe, and eventually Keenan Taylor is called out. 2-0 pitch, fastball up at the letters. Script Madison on those Aqua Blues today for Madison. David Melfi way ahead, 3-0. So even Justin Doyle now is a little out of a groove since that pause. 7 balls and just 1 strike thrown. 3-0 coming home. That's high. David Melfi will walk on a high changeup. We haven't seen the changeup today. And now Doug Coe will walk out there and have a mound visit with his all-star starting pitcher, Justin Doyle, with the Mallards order flipping over for the first time. And so now Madison would have had the bases loaded with nobody out. Still just wonder why. And Doug Coe is motioning to his arm. Man, Justin Doyle might be done. They're calling their athletic trainer out there right now. Man, what a top of the third inning we've had here. First, the double from Keenan Taylor, which would have been Madison's first hit after a 4-minute pause. The umpires call Keenan Taylor out for using what right now we're going to call as an illegal bat. 9 pitches later, 2 walks, only 1 strike thrown by all-star right-hander Justin Doyle. This is the best starting pitcher for Fond du Lac. And now the athletic trainer is out having a conversation with catcher Brady Catterhagen, home plate umpire Rod Jackson, and manager Doug Coe. So Doug, now walking over towards the bullpen, is going to get an arm up and loose. So obviously unfortunate news for Justin Doyle. But for Madison, good news because they have not been able to hit a starting pitcher since the break. No hits in each of the first 3 games in the first 4 innings of every ball game. 2 against the Rockers, 1 against Fondy. And now here in game 4, they are still hitless, 2 1/3 into the ball game. And so the Dock Spiders will be going to the bullpen. Looks like it's going to be Sipling to take over for Justin Doyle. So we've got a pitching change and perhaps more coming for you as Justin Doyle will leave with an injury here in the 3rd inning. 1-0 Fond du Lac. You're on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Man, what a third inning we have had. Eric Sipling still getting up and loose. So Fond du Lac, their starting pitcher, Justin Doyle, all-star right-hander, throws 36 pitches. He was at 25 here in the second inning before he started grabbing his right shoulder. And that's not even all here in the third inning. Keenan Taylor, his first hit back from injury, is a sliding double into the left center gap. And moments later, home plate umpire Rod Jackson picks up the bat. Nick Hudlow, the crew chief at third base, then looks down at it. He goes into the umpiring room, and a couple of minutes later, he comes back out and decides this bat is illegal. So Donnie Scott, Mallards manager, Mallards hitting coach Harrison Heffley, and manager for Fond du Lac, Doug Coe, all get together, huddle around the umpires. And Nick Hudlow eventually says, "You are out." So the first Mallards hit of the day is wiped off the board. And then 9 pitches later, Justin Doyle is injured. So 2 runners on board. The Mallards would have had the bases loaded if Keenan were to have swung, as of right now, what we'll call a legal bat. So we'll see what Keenan does the next time he goes up there. I assume he'll just borrow a bat from his teammates. But Keenan's been swinging with that bat the entire second half since his return. So for some reason, this umpiring crew, which is the same from last night when Keenan entered in the bottom of the 11th, he swung the same exact bat. So now he gets a hit, and they call it illegal. So it's just one of those things that you question, what are we doing? Harrison Heffley frustrated with the eventual conclusion of that conversation. He threw the bat a solid 25 yards across the field. And Eric Sipling continues to get loose. So let's meet this right-hander. Sipling made his debut against Madison back on the 17th, 13 days ago. Goes 1 1/3, picks up his first win, and since he's notched 2 saves, so 4 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, ERA 4.15, no walks on the year, 5 strikeouts. So obviously an extended warm-up here. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. Justin Doyle did just that in the first 2 innings. So Doyle departs without a strikeout. Just a bunch of ground balls and 2 flyouts to center field. So Sudica, the runner, on second, Melfi on first. Perhaps the most interesting inning so far of the year for Madison. So we're still waiting on Davis Hamilton to climb in there for the first pitch against Sipling. And now here comes the native of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, Davis Hamilton, to swing for the second time. So here comes Davis, runners on first and second base. Pretty good speed on second in the form of Sudica, and David Melfi resides on first. First pitch from Sipling. Fastball hit high into the air, right side. It's Seth Sweetchick standing under it. He will make the catch. Noah Sudica will tag from second and dig for third. And so that will move the runner over to third. Runners on the corners now for Isaiah Jackson. Sweetchick just took a tumble. He fell down backwards. It's like the ball was a little bit heavier than he expected it to be. So now Isaiah, team's leader in RBIs with 35, swings into right field. Caught by Sweetchick. Man, he almost was unable to glove that thing. So 2 pitches needed for Eric Sipling after that long warm-up, and it is still 1-0 Fond du Lac as we head to the bottom of the third here on your home of Madison Mallards Baseball. Bottom of the third inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. 1-0 Dock Spiders. Fond du Lac just one game back of Madison in the standings. First pitch slider just off the corner from Andrew Gardino, and he was on the bench for quite a while as everything unfolded in the top of the third inning. What an awkward situation we had. Slider right by the bat of Strickler, 1-1. First, that double from Taylor wiped off the board. The 2 walks, the injury to starting pitcher Justin Doyle. And then 2 pitches was all Eric Sipling needed. Ground ball hit towards second. Davis Hamilton will throw to first and get Strickler by 2 steps. So 1 away behind Andrew Gardino here in the third. At least 1 hit in every inning so far for Fond du Lac. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. But Gardino struck out the side in the second inning with Seth Sweetchick on first base. So here is Jake Surain, the Fond du Lac second baseman, singled and stole a bag back in the first inning. First pitch curveball is just off the plate against this righty Surain. Here comes the 1-0 from Gardino. Fastball up high at the brim of the cap. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Five-game hit streak for Jake Surain. Home run yesterday off of Sam Duvall. Change up and in. 3 balls and no strikes from Andrew Gardino. Mallards' defense has looked good to the first 2 and a third. Maybe outside of that line drive hit to right field for the first hit of the ball game off the bat of Travis Strickler. Fastball for a strike. He slowed it down to 85 to get back in the count. That's a challenge pitch to Jake Surain. 3-1 on its way from Gardino. Curveball perfectly dropped in for strike 2, and he's full. Gardino won his first full count all the way back in the first through a low changeup to Brady Catterhagen to strike him out. And here comes the payoff to Surain. Fastball hit up into the air left field. Long run for Keenan Taylor chasing it back, and he is unable to make the catch. He dove for it. And left field extended. Bottom of the third inning, 1 out, and we'll have to do the 3-2 again as the Mallards defense resets. Three balls and 2 strikes from Gardino, working the furthest part of that first base side of the pitching rubber. On 3-2 throws home. Fastball just misses the corner. Surain walks, and the first walk issued as a starting pitcher for the Mallards from Andrew Gardino.
Left fielder Parker Knoll.
Andrew had struck out 12 as a starting pitcher before surrendering that walk. In his 2 outings as a reliever, 5 strikeouts and just a single walk. Fastball cut on and missed by Parker Knoll, who currently has the RBI, scoring Travis Strickler back in the first inning. Surain a threat to run. Short lead off of first right now. Goolsby holding him on. 0-1 pitch to Knoll. Big leg kick from Gardino. Fastball onto the outside corner. Swung on and missed. Parker Knoll is 8 for his first 15. Runs with a lot of speed from Lawrence University. What an acquisition mid-season for Doug Coe. On 0-2, Gardino throws fastball high. 1-2. Doesn't get much better than batting .533 in your first couple of ball games. Pretty much winning the game for Fond du Lac last night. 1-2, curveball for strike 3, and Knoll knew it right away. There is K number 5 for Gardino, and his second backwards punch out from home plate umpire Rod Jackson. So Madison still hitless through 3. Fond du Lac has 3 hits through 2 2/3. Here is the lefty Brady Catterhagen doing the catching today for Fondy. First pitch to Catterhagen. Fastball a little high. 1-0. Gardino has been the most important acquisition in the second half. Surain dives back in safe. His pants all dirtied up. The white home uniforms today for Fond du Lac. But the Mallards have a combination of pitchers that if they got into the playoffs, they have confidence about who they would go to. They got to get there first. 1-0 pitch, curveball just away, 2-0. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself when talking about the Mallards potentially making the playoffs because Fond du Lac is right on their tail and they lead it here 1-0. 2-0. Fastball up and away. 3 balls, no strikes to Catterhagen. Right fielder Jared Heinzen looming on deck. Hit the ball hard his first time around. 3-0. Fastball is up and in for ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. 2 walks here in the third inning, a little uncharacteristic from Andrew Gardino. 5 strikeouts against the 2 walks, and here comes Jared Heinzen with 2 away. Surain on second, real good speed. Catterhagen on first. But the way you look at it right now, just for the sake of talking about the opportunity to play in the playoffs, curveball for a strike to Heinzen, you'd pretty much have a toss-up as far as who you would want to start the ball game, especially with the way Will Simmons is pitching. Tommy Meyer, the all-star left-hander. Good change of pace on a 1. Fastball cut on and missed. Quickly 0-2. So you've got 3 guys that you could certainly look at and be like, you know what, that's my starter in game 1 of the playoffs if we made it there. Gardino, Simmons, and Meyer would likely be your best bets. On 0-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Strikeout number 6 for Gardino. And the Dock Spiders leave 2 as we go to the 4th. You're on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Top of the 4th inning from Harebaker Field. Alex Harrell to lead off for Madison. First pitch slider from Eric Sipling is off the corner, and Harrell, donning a pink arm sleeve on his right arm, waves the bat out once towards Sipling, trailing by 1. Fastball spiked way outside, glove side from the righty. And it's 2-0. Harrell runs with good speed. If he can get on board, good potential to score the tying run. Sipling over his head from the windup, throws home, fastball just misses low. Maybe a little off the plate as well. 3 balls and no strikes. Interesting route to getting here to Madison for Alex Harrell. Plays at Arkansas State Mountain home. Takes a strike on a fastball. He began his career at Arkansas Baptist, and there were some issues ethically with the team that didn't allow him to play that year, and really not much experience as he takes a fastball off the edge, and he will walk to lead off the 4th. So officially the first time the Mallards have had their leadoff man on today, and now Jake Goolsby batting cleanup for Madison. And so Alex Harrell, he decided to transfer to St. Charles Community College, and they requested that he gets a transcript so that he can play legally. Fastball taken for strike 1 to Goolsby, 0-1. And the payment to get a transcript was so high that Harrell had to pretty much take the year off, start working, and then pay his way as Goolsby lines into right field, but right at right fielder Heinzen. Harrell will retreat to first base. 1 away. And so finally, Harrell was able to muster up enough money to get that transcript, transfer to St. Charles, and then was unable to play there. So then he transferred to ASU Mountain Home, and he played his first spring season as Schrodel takes a slider for a strike, 68 miles an hour from Eric Sipling. Just played his first spring, played down in the Florida League, and now here in Madison. Fastball away, 1-1. Chad McCann looms on deck, 1-1 count against Schrodel. Fastball spiked, 2 balls and 1 strike. Catterhagen doing some good work behind the plate, keeping that runner at bay. Early ending to the day for Justin Doyle, who left with a shoulder injury. Line drive high deep into left field. This is trouble. Knoll turns around and he will catch it right in front of the warning track. He turned around twice. It looked like it had crossed him up. And a nice swing from Kyle Schrodel is right into the glove of Knoll in left. And now Chad McCann batting with 2 away and a runner on first. Chad rolled out his first time around. First pitch, hits it well into center field, but right at Travis Strickler. And Sipling, after the leadoff walk, puts the Mallards down in order. So no threat again from Madison. Still hitless through 4 here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the fourth inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. 1-0 lead for the Dock Spiders. Andrew Gardino back out to work. He has taken down 6 Dock Spiders so far. From his windup throws home, and a fastball low and away starts Drew Berrigan. Berrigan was the first of 3 strikeouts in the second inning. 1-0, curveball for a strike. 1-1. Gardino locked in, working quickly, throws on 1-1, curveball. Same exact spot, called for a ball. 2-1. Gardino stares in, likes the first sign, throws on 2-1, fastball fouled back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Berrigan played a real nice shortstop last night in game 1 of the series. Defensively was a stud behind Joseph Shavana. The 2-2 pitch coming home from Gardino. Fastball cued off back to the backstop once again.
When you need automotive glass repair and replace, choose the Holiday Automotive Collision and Glass Center. Holiday Mobile Glass Specialist can even come to you because you're worth the trip.
On the 2-2, curveball up and in, and a full count tossed in by Gardino. .63 pitches so far for the big right-hander. Into his windup, taking his time this time. Throws on 3-2, up and in just by the chin, and it is a leadoff walk for Berrigan to lead off the bottom of the 4th.
The first baseman, Seth Sweetchick.
Sweetchick singled his last time up. A home run last night against Ben Caston. Next pitch will be 65 from Gardino. Goolsby will hold Berrigan on first as Andrew settles on the first base side of the rubber. First pitch fastball fouled back. 0-1. First base side of the rubber from Gardino. Holds down at the belt. Looks over towards first. High leg kick throws home. Slider is outside. 1-1. Now playing over an hour here from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Dock Spiders on a sacrifice fly after a double and a single in the bottom of the 1st. 1-1 from Gardino. Slider hit foul again. Climbs ahead 1-2 against Seth Sweetchick. Dual citizenship for Seth. Born in Australia, spent a couple of years in Melbourne, and then made the move to the United States. Plays at Nevada. 1-2. Curveball hit fouled on the third base line. Good contact from Sweetchick. Looks down at his bat and will settle back into the right side. Madison has just some light stretching up in their bullpen. Gardino unloads the 1-2. Fastball is inside. That backs Sweetchick off the plate. No hits between either club in each of the last 2 innings. 2 hits for Fond du Lac in the first, 1 in the second. Sweetchick had that one. 2-2 pitch coming to Seth as Gardino continues to check on first. Throws home. Fastball hit high into the air left field. Not deep. Schrodel in routine depth will make the catch for the first out in the bottom of the 4th inning. So, Andrew Gardino now just 1 pitch shy of 70. Will welcome Baron Zamora to the plate. first pitch coming to Zamora. Mallards defense plays him straight up. Runner on the move. Melfi throws down to second, and it is a throw that is not there. Davis Hamilton had to reach across the side of the bag and swipe all the way back over, and it's a stolen bag for Drew Berrigan to put himself in scoring position. Second stolen base of the day for the Fond du Lac offense. A team that historically has stolen quite a few bases. Just stolen base number 2 on the year for Zamora. 1-0 curveball lands for a strike. 1-1. It has felt like we have not seen any contact in a while from the Fond du Lac offense. It's been a lot of strikeouts, a couple of walks, 3 walks in the last 2 innings. And then the flyout of Sweet Chick. This ball lifted well into the air, right center field, sending Harrell and Jackson back to the wall. It's gone. A 2-run home run for Baron Zamora makes it 3-0 Fond du Lac. The fastball was crushed into right center. Zamora reaches over and homers, and spelling trouble. The second home run of the year for the Fondy DH. It's a 3-0 edge for the Dock Spiders.
Here comes the third baseman, Braden West.
Donnie Scott leaves the dugout. He steps out and asks Austin Stanton if Zamora touched first base. Gardino flips over to first, and Austin Stanton calls him safe. So now Graydon West batting out of the 9-hole. Ground ball shot towards short on the forehand. Sudica throws across the diamond and gets West by 2 steps. So bases are empty, 2 away. Here comes Travis Strickler in the top of the Fond du Lac order, leading things 3-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Gardino throws the first one to Strickler. Line drive into right field for a base hit. And a little loop to it as Harrell comes up with it. Hit number 5 for the Fond du Lac offense. That's 5 more than Madison has. So the home runs really punched Madison in the teeth last night, and a home run from Baron Zamora here. Big time swing by the DH. Fastball hit, looped into center. Davis Hamilton, the second baseman, ranging back to his right, makes the catch. And it is 3-0 Fond du Lac as we head to the 5th inning. Madison still hitless here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Top of the 5th inning from Harebaker Field, 3-0 Fond du Lac over Madison here in Game 2. Keenan Taylor will dig in the lead off against relief pitcher Eric Sipling. Sipling's looked good since taking over for the injured Justin Doyle. First pitch slider up and in. And it's 1-0 to start Keenan, who doubled in his last at-bat, but after the umpires picked up his bat, they said this is an illegal bat as Keenan rolls foul down the third base line, 1-1. And now Keenan in there with obviously a different bat. Black top to it with the burgundy bottom. On 1-1. Fastball hit on the ground towards short. It's Berrigan. Fields throws to first. A low throw to Seth. Sweet Chick still gloves it. And one up and one down. The Mallards offense, man, they have been suffocated by starting pitching. And we'll even consider Sipling here a starter in this sense because Madison is still hitless in the first 4 innings against their opposition. This playoff race is going to be a struggle if they cannot hit in the first 4 innings. Here's Sudica with one away. Swing and a miss on a slider, a real slow one, 68 from Sipling. Madison would have had that hit in the third if Taylor were to have not used that bat and appeal to first base on a check swing from Sudica on a low and outside slider for a strike 0-2. Sipling over his head into his motion, throws on 0-2, slider for a called strike 3. Down goes Sudica on 3 pitches. And Sipling is starting to feel it a little bit here in the 5th inning. His first strikeout since coming in to relieve Wilson, or Doyle, pardon. Here's David Melfi batting in the 9-hole today for Madison. First pitch to him, fastball hit on the ground towards short. It's Berrigan again. In between his legs, throws to first, an accurate throw. Throws out Melfi, and the Mallards go down 1-2-3. Still hitless through 5. It's 3-0 Fond du Lac here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the 5th inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. New pitcher is on for Madison for the first time this year. It is the freshman, 6'2", 200-pound native of Kentucky, Jack Bennett, out of Western Kentucky University. Just spent his first year with the Hilltoppers. ERA as a freshman, 7.34, 0-3 record. He did record one save over 38 innings as a first year. Lots of strikes as Parker Knoll steps in to face him. First pitch fastball is a strike, popped up on the first base side. Long run for Jake Goolsby, tracking it, and will drop foul. 3-0 Fond du Lac. Big thanks to Baron Zamora's 2-run home run against Andrew Gardino in the bottom of the 4th. Gardino goes 4, allows 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, strikes out 6 over 76 pitches on 0-1. Fastball right over the glove of Bennett. Hamilton slides into center field, a lazy throw to first, and safe over there is Knoll. He continues to rip the baseball. Sacrifice fly in the first. He's now back over 500 in his first few ball games as a Dock Spider. Bennett peeks over towards first, comes home. Fastball is low, but swung on and missed by Catterhagen, 0-1. Catterhagen struck out in the first, walked on 4 pitches in the third. On the 0-1 pitch from Bennett. Fastball cut on and missed again. Goes outside this time. It's a bit of a deceptive delivery from Bennett. Comes set at the belt, big deep breath, then kind of turns his body, ground ball shot towards second. Runner was on the move. Hamilton will go to first. The only play is there. So Parker Knoll is into second. He runs with really good speed, so Catterhagen advances the runner. And Jared Heinzen and Drew Berrigan are to follow with one away. First pitch from Bennett is cut on and missed. Nice looking slider, the first time we've seen that pitch from Bennett. 3-0 Dock Spiders, bottom of the 5th inning. A run in the first, 2 runs in the 4th on the Zamora homer. The 0-1, fastball hit foul, 0-2 against Heinzen. One at bat last night, top of the 11th inning against Jax Traeger, who sounds like he will get the ball again tonight at some point this afternoon, just not sure when. Jax's last day as a Mallard. Runner on second base is Parker Knoll as Bennett takes 2 long looks back towards him, comes home on 0-2, slider tapped foul. This is a big game for both clubs. Fond du Lac 1 game behind Madison in the second half standings. 3 big days coming up next for Madison on 0-2. Swing and a miss, a nasty looking slider. Buries Heinzen for Bennett's first strikeout as a Mallard. Now Drew Berrigan stands in the way. Two-game set with Lakeshore, 1 at home and 1 on the road, but sandwiched in the middle of that was an off day. The Mallards making up a ball game missed against Wausau on Tuesday. Fastball low and away, starts Drew Berrigan. Nice work by David Melfi behind the plate. Bennett tucks that glove into the armpit on the left side and comes set down to the belt, holding the glove vertically. Takes 2 peeks back towards second, comes home. Fastball called for a strike, 1-1. Parker Knoll led off the inning with a single that was just looped over the head of the pitcher, Jack Bennett. Taking over for Andrew Gardino, 1-1 pitch, slider for a called strike. Berrigan steps out, do it right away. And he digs back in for the 1-2 pitch. Bennett uses quite a bit of that pitch clock that's currently counting down in left center field, right underneath the Hairbaker Field logo and scoreboard out there. On 1-2. Slider hit in left field. Charging comes the left fielder, Strodel, unable to make the catch, throwing all the way to the plate. The throw is slow, and sliding in safely is the speedster Parker Knoll. It is a 4-0 Dock Spiders lead in the 5th. And Fond du Lac using all the insurance they can get against the Mallards offense that simply cannot hit the baseball recently. So RBI for Berrigan extends the lead to 4. Now here comes Seth Sweetchick. First pitch fastball rides low and away, starts him with the ball. Sweetchick 1 for 2, singled back in the second, flew out in the 4th. Fastball throwback to first for David Melfi, and diving back in safely is Berrigan. Stole a base earlier in this ball game. Madison needs some offense. First, they got to get off the field. Two 2-0 from Bennett. Fastball cut on and missed by Sweetchick, 2-1. Fond du Lac out hitting Madison 7-0. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball bounced foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bennett works middle of the rubber, trailing by 4. Surrendering 1 run on 2 lazy swings that land for base hits. It's that simple. Swing and a miss by Sweetchick. Change up low and away. 2 strikeouts in the first inning of work as a Mallard for Jack Bennett. 2 lazy singles, gets the job done, extends the lead to 4. Here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Davis Hamilton leads off for the Mallards in the top of the 6th inning against relief pitcher Eric Sipling, and what a job he has done filling in for the starting pitcher Justin Doyle, who left with an injury earlier in the ball game, as Sipling throws the first pitch, and home plate umpire Rod Jackson, he did not quite have his mask on yet. So he scurried out of the way over to the right side and flashes a smile on all 3 faces of Sipling, the catcher Catterhagen, and Davis Hamilton. So the official first pitch is a changeup swung on and missed, and Hamilton falls behind 0-1. Sipling has tossed just 22 pitches to climb his way through 2 2/3. Another changeup by the bat of Hamilton. Quickly 0-2. Madison still hitless through 5. Fastball is cued off to the backstop. Still 0-2. This offense has just struggled since the All-Star break. It has been an ugly showing by Madison, and that is, to say it lightly, the way they have hit the ball in the early going in each of their 4 contests since the break. Another foul ball up and over the left. Averages are all down in comparison to where they were earlier on in the year. Popped up right side. Should be playable for Seth Sweetchick in foul ground. And he has out number 1. So Hamilton with a ground out and 2 pop outs. Isaiah Jackson, 2 ground outs. The Mallards had 1 hit back in the 3rd. That was wiped off the board when Keenan Taylor was found to be using what was called as an illegal bat. So 1 away for Isaiah Jackson now. Batting up in the 2 spot today. Sipling starts him with the fastball outside corner for strike 1. 4-0 Fond du Lac. Swing and a miss from Jackson. Changeup low and away, 0-2. Sipling quickly into his windup, throws on 0-2, line drive right center field. That will get down for the first Mallards base hit of the game, and it's Isaiah Jackson doing the work here in the 6th inning. So that trend is finally cut away by Isaiah and the Mallards. They need offense with 1 away here in the 6th inning. So the 3rd consecutive game, the Mallards go hitless in the first 5 on the road since the All-Star break. Here's Alex Harrell. First pitch fastball taken for strike 1. Yesterday, it took 4 innings for the first hit. Sipling throws 0-1 fastball. That shifts Catterhagen way over to the right. 1 ball and 1 strike against Eric Sipling. Harrell 0 for 1. He walked in his last AB. 1-1 pitch. That's ripped through the left side, and 2 base hits in a row put together by Madison. Here in the 6th inning, good swing by Alex Harrell, his 2nd hit as a Mallard. And now it's Jake Goolsby here in the 6th inning with 1 away. So 3rd lefty in the top 3 for Madison today. Only 3 lefties shown by Donnie Scott. No more Owen Jackson for Madison. First pitch fastball a little off the corner from Sipling. He does not throw the hardest fastball in the world. It's low 80s. But his changeup and his fastball look way too similar. You can see how batters are whiffing on that change. 2-0. There's a changeup blown away. Next pitch from Sipling will be 35, but impressively, he's already made it through 3. See if he grooves Goolsby 1. He's got the power to hit 1 out. Fastball hit well in the right field. Here comes Heinzen charging at it, and he will make the catch. Jackson will tag but hold up at 2nd. 2nd time that Goolsby has poked 1 well into right field today, but just doesn't have much carry to it. So Madison with 2 hits here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners on 1st and 2nd base. Kyle Schrodel is at the plate. He put a charge into a fly ball his last time around in the 4th. First pitch from Sipling. Slider for a strike, 0-1. That's a great location outside corner. A couple of Mallards fans here in attendance today. For the most part, plenty of Doc Spider folks. The 0-1. Ground ball hit towards short. And the 3rd baseman, West, cuts him off. He throws out Schrodel by 3 full strides. And the Mallards, albeit putting their first 2 hits on the scoreboard of the night, they still go down scoreless. To the bottom of the 6th inning we go. 4-0 Fond du Lac here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the 6th inning from Harebaker Field, 4-0 Fond du Lac on top of Madison. And Jack Bennett goes back to work. Baron Zamora takes changeup up and in, and that's how the 6th inning starts. So Madison, their first 2 hits of the ball game. In the top of the 6th inning, they strand both of them. Bennett's 1-0, fastball ripped towards third. Taylor, a diving stop, gets up to his feet, throws to first, and Zamora's out by 4 full steps. What a play by Keenan Taylor over at third to keep a base runner off the pads. So now here is third baseman Graydon West after watching his counterpart make a spectacular play. First pitch fastball is up high. 1-0 from Bennett. Allowed 1 run in his first inning, top in the bottom of the 5th. Struck out 2. Fastball just low. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-ball, no-strike pitch from Bennett. Fastball for a strike, outside corner, 2-1. Funny enough for Bennett, he was the number 1 ranked third baseman out of Kentucky as a high schooler. And the Gatorade Player of the Year in 2022, called strike on a fastball, 2-2. But committed to the Hilltoppers at Western Kentucky as both a pitcher and as an infielder. 2-2 pitch. Slider low and away, 3-2. First full count tossed by Bennett. 4-0 Dock Spiders. Looking to tie the Mallards atop the West. 3-2 pitch, fastball cut on and missed, and Bennett has number 3.
Top of the order, center fielder Travis Strickler.
Here comes Travis Strickler. 2 hits today. He's 2 for 3. A double in the first. Came around to score on the sacrifice fly hit by Parker Knoll. 4-0 ball game. Fond du Lac has added 3 since that first inning. First pitch from Bennett. Fastball just off the edge, and it's 1-0. Fastball hit towards second. Davis Hamilton fields on a short hop, bobbles it, throws to first, and Strickler is thrown out to end the 6th inning. 9 outs to play with for the Madison offense, trailing by 4 as we go to the 7th here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball.
First up for the Mallards in the 7th designated.
Top of the 7th inning, Mallards trailing 4-0 in this now battle for first place in the Great Lakes West. Fond du Lac trailing by just 1 game. They're looking to make up that ground here. Head-to-head style against Madison. They have won the last 4 against the Mallards. Eric Sipling throws home. First pitch slider lands for strike 1. against the DH today, Chad McCann. 0 for 2, making his debut at the plate after turning in 24 innings as a relief pitcher this year. Fastball hit into left field, right at Parker Knoll, and on 2 pitches, just like Eric Sipling has done so well today, he disposes of the first batter. So Justin Doyle, 2 1/3 of hitless baseball. He walked 2, did not strike out anybody, and the all-star righty, unsure about what the injury is and how he's doing. He grabbed his right shoulder and then left. An extended warm-up for Eric Sipling, and that's a tough situation to be thrown into, but he has pitched 4 innings of scoreless baseball. Taylor takes a slider for a strike. Another slider, 69 miles an hour, 0-2 against Taylor. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and the slider low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes, Madison's offense. We've gone over it 100 times today, struggling against early pitching. Fastball outside, 2-2. McCann, Taylor, and Sudica for the Mallards here in the 7th inning. 2-2 pitch. Slider is tapped towards second on a high chop. Charging Surrain. Bobbles it in his glove. Still throws out Taylor by a few steps. And Madison looking to avoid going down 1-2-3. Noah Sudica gets the call with 2 away in the 7th. I mean, Eric Sipling is only at 44 pitches. And what an advantage that would be for Doug Coe to only use 2 pitchers in this ballgame, maybe 3. First pitch slider is waved on and missed by Sudica. Sipling's right foot, the only foot on the rubber, splits it and comes home on 0-1. Slider just off the corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike zone's been consistent all day for Rod Jackson. 1-1 pitch. Fastball hit foul over the right side. Fond du Lac hasn't even had to flash any tremendous leather tonight. We've seen good defense from the Dock Spiders this year against Madison, but it's been the pitching that's been the big deal. 1-2, swung on and missed. Slider gets Sudica, only the 2nd strikeout for Sipling, but he is dealing 48 pitches to get through 4 2/3 and still shutting out the Mallards as we go to the bottom of the 7th as we stretch from Hare Baker Field here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. After the 7th inning stretch here from Harebaker Field, the Mallards have made the call to the bullpen for the second time today, so day done for Andrew Gardino, the starter, and Jack Bennett, the first reliever out of Donnie Scott's bullpen. It is Cade Hansen making his debut. The freshman and native of Texas played his first season at Wisconsin Whitewater, and he looked sharp. 1 save, no record, 2.35 ERA over just 8 innings pitched. 6 strikeouts against 1 walk. Fastball, slider, changeup. Jake Surain is the first batter he sees. First pitch fastball low and away to start him 1-0. Surain today been on base twice. Single in the first, full count walk in the third, pop out in the 4th inning. Line drive hit into right field. Alex Harrell dancing around will make the catch for the first out, and the first out recorded by Cade Hansen as a Mallard. Long way from home for Cade to play his college ball. From New Braunfels, Texas, all the way up to Wisconsin Whitewater, about an hour south of Madison. Second batter he sees Parker Knoll. First pitch fastball, hit up and foul. Four 0 Fond du Lac here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 7 hits compared to 2 for Madison. 0-1 fastball just upstairs, 1-1. Good time to check the out-of-town scoreboard in the Northwoods League as Hansen unloads the 1-1. There's the slider hit foul up and over the right, 1-2. Starting in the Great Lakes West, Lakeshore on top of Wausau, 2-1. Being played at Capco Park, currently in the top of the 7th inning. Fastball bounces in 2-2 to Knoll. Elsewhere in the division, Capital Credit Union Park, Green Bay 4 consecutive home games after the All-Star break. Trailing 4-1 against Wisconsin Rapids. Top of the 7th inning in Green Bay. On the 2-2 pitch, fastball that's smacked into left center field. Long run for both Schrodel and Jackson into the alleyway. And wow, Parker Knoll continues to impress you around second and will retreat as Jake Goolsby was creeping up behind him. Parker Knoll is crushing the baseball. He entered yesterday's game 7 of 14. He singles to go 8 of 15 to win the game for Fond du Lac in the 11th last night. And he's 2 for 3 today with a sacrifice fly, a single and a double. 10 for 17. That is a hot start. Here's Brady Catterhagen. Hansen's first pitch hits the outside part of the zone, 0-1. 4-0 Dock Spiders on the 0-1 pitch from Hansen. That's ripped foul behind home plate, 0-2. Over in the Great Lakes East, Kalamazoo and Kenosha tied at 4. Kalamazoo currently on top of the Great Lakes East, but not by much anymore. Rockford is starting to knock on the door. 4-4 tie, 6 hits apiece for the Kingfish and the Growlers from Homer Stryker. Bottom of the 7th there. Fastball bounces in, cleaned up by Melfi, 1-2. Later ball games today in the East. Rockford travels to Kokomo. And Battle Creek up in northern Michigan will see the Pit Spitters. All-star right-hander Ethan Foley on the bump for Traverse City. Fastball cut on and fouled off again. Still 1-2 with Catterhagen. Other action going on right now. It is 2 games over in the Plains. Thunder Bay on top of Duluth, 4-3 up in Canada. And finally, Minnesota, the Mud Puppies at 2-16 trail the Express 5-0 from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Changeup away, 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hansen. Later today, Bismarck at St. Cloud, the Cross at Mankato, Waterloo at Wilmer, and Rochester at Minot. 2-2 pitch, fastball bounces, 3-2. 4-0 here from Harebaker Field. Fond du Lac looking to tie Madison atop the West. They can do that with a win. 3 balls and 2 strikes coming home. Hansen popped up left side. Taylor chasing it towards the seats, and Taylor settles under it to make the catch for the second out. So 2 away in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Jared Heinzen, who is 0 for 3 with 2 Ks and 1 good swing back in the first inning, steps up leading by 4. Hansen in his first inning as a Mallard looking for a scoreless one. First pitch fastball just across the shoelaces of Jared Heinzen. Drew Berrigan waits on deck. He's had a very productive series here against the Mallards. Good defense last night. Sacrifice fly late in the game to tie it. 1-0. Curveball in. Don't know how that didn't hit Jared Heinzen. Fond du Lac 4, Madison nothing. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hansen comes set, a little offset with his feet, right foot behind the left. The righty delivers home. Fastball is just a Boldswith low, 3-0. Nearing 2 hours of gameplay here at Harebaker Field. Gardino started, Bennett followed, and now Hansen. 3-0 swinging, Heinzen cuts it a strike. Second time in this series now that the Dock Spiders have lifted the bat off the shoulder on 3-0. Last night it worked out well. Sweet Chick swung on and missed on 3-0, and then he homered off Ben Caston. Fastball low, ball 4. Jared Heinzen will take a stroll to first. And with Drew Berrigan due up, a chance to extend the Fond du Lac lead. He did just that his last time around. He singled home Parker Knoll, who currently stands on second. The next pitch from Cade Hansen will be number 20 in his first inning as a Mallard. First pitch coming home. Fastball is swung on and fouled back to the screen. 0-1. Early start today for Madison. A couple of later starts coming up. 2 in a row at Warner Park, then 1 in Lakeshore. Traveling to Mequon. 0-1. Just a little cue shot on the curveball, and it's fouled off. 2 strikes on Berrigan. Zach Linfield here with you. So glad to have everybody along for Game 2 of Mallards baseball in their series here, home and home style with Fond du Lac. Dock Spiders 4, Mallard 0. Berrigan at the plate. Parker Knoll on second. Heinzen on first. Runner on the move. Fly ball into center field. Charging is Isaiah Jackson. He is under it, and he makes the catch as he glides in towards the second base position. 4-0 Dock Spiders, 6 outs to play with for the Mallards offense as the clock starting to tick down on the Ducks as we head to the 8th on your home of Madison, Mallards baseball. Top of the 8th inning on this beautiful day from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Dock Spiders winning yesterday, 4-3 in 11 innings. Eric Sipling throws home. First pitch slider is hit up into the air left field. Routine depth for Parker Knoll. And David Melfi taken care of on one pitch. That is the 4th time that Eric Sipling has gotten a Mallard to start an inning on 2 or less pitches. So now only 5 outs to play with. Here's the top of the order. Davis Hamilton in the top of the 8th, trailing 4-0. Hamilton takes a fastball off the edge, 1-0. 2 home games coming up, and then traveling to Mequon for 1 game. Fastball away, 2 balls and no strikes with Davis. It has been a slow day offensively for the Mallards. Only 2 hits, both of them coming in the 6th inning. Isaiah Jackson and then Alex Harrell. Fastball low and away, 3-0 with Hamilton. Madison has walked 3 times, 5 total base runners today. Fastball taken for strike 1 to Davis Hamilton, 3-1. The Mallards have lost their 2 biggest bats in the past week. Owen Jackson and Ryan Sprock fly ball right field, sending the right fielder Heinzen back to the track, to the wall, and he crashes off the wall. And it is a home run. I thought maybe for a second Heinzen came down with it. He fell down backwards, and Austin Stanton, the umpire on the right side, calls homer. It's number 6 for Davis Hamilton, and the Mallards are on the board here in the 8th inning. The way Heinzen flashed his glove for a moment made it seem like maybe he had the baseball. I mean, that was as wall scrapish as you could have in right field. He just kept running, tracking, stuck his glove up, and crashed into the wall. And that makes it 4-1. So the Mallards on the scoreboard here in the 8th inning. Now Isaiah Jackson swings into right field, and much more routine for Heinzen. He comes in, loses his cap, but doesn't lose the ball this time, and there is 2 away. So poor Jared Heinzen in right field has had his work cut out for him here in the 8th inning. The Mallards are on the board. It's 4-1 on the homer from Davis Hamilton. Alex Harrell batting with 2 away. First pitch slider low and away. Eric Sipling has been dealing today for Fond du Lac up to that point, and even then still tossing the ball well. 5 1/3 in relief of Justin Doyle. 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. 1-0 to Harrell, swinging and missing on a fastball. Backswing almost got Brady Catterhagen. Big swing from this athletic righty out of Paragould, Arkansas. 1-1. That's chopped towards third in fair territory. Graydon West on a backhand throws across the diamond, and Harrell out by a full lunge. So the Mallards down to their last 3 outs, but they get on the scoreboard. 4-1 to the bottom of the 8th inning we go on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the 8th inning from Hairbaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. New pitcher is on for Madison. It's the debut of Dalen Banks out of the bullpen from Illinois Wesleyan. His first pitch to Seth Sweetchick, change up high, and that's how his day starts, trailing 4-1. 6'1", 255, native of Springfield, Illinois. 1-0 pitch, fastball is low. Just a sophomore at IWU. Second team all conference this spring. He was primarily a starter. The pitch is here out of the bullpen. Fly ball left field. Schrodel under it. Now scurries back just a touch, and he's got out number 1. Good contact by Seth Sweetchick, but he flies out to left. And Baron Zamora, who has right now the biggest swing in the ball game, a 2-run homer all the way back in the 4th, steps in for the 4th time today. And that homer traveled a long way over the 375 mark in right center for just his 2nd homer of the summer. Banks throws the first pitch curveball. Wow, it dropped out of nowhere. 0-1 to Zamora. The University of Washington, the Husky. Curveball bends in but low. 1-1. 60 strikeouts this spring compared to 23 walks for Dalen Banks. ERA 4.50. 6-3 record. He also picked up a save. Curve drops in. It's 1-2. He turned in 74 innings. 1-2 pitch, fastball outside. It's not hard stuff from Dalen. Low 80s fastball, 2-2. Steps back, delivers home on 2-2. Curveball low and in, first full count. Bottom of the 8th inning, 4-1 Dock Spiders. Davis Hamilton's solo home run put Madison on the board in the top of the 8th inning. 4th arm of the day for the Mallards is Dalen. 3-2 pitch, fastball nowhere close, ball 4. Zamora will walk, and he will hand the torch to Graydon West with 1 away in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Third baseman, Graydon West.
The first 9 starts of the spring for Dalen Banks. He went over 5 innings pitched and then slowed down in the second half of the year. Fastball starts West a little low. In his final 4 outings, 4 1/3, it was the longest he went into a ball game. 1-0. There's a fastball tapped back towards him. He's got 1 play. It's at first. Underhand flip to Goolsby. So after the fly out, the walk, and the bouncing ball back to Banks, 2 away, top of the order, Travis Strickler looking to get that run back. He is 2 for 4 today. 2 groundouts to second base. Tough out to get is Travis Strickler, the all-star center fielder for the Dock Spiders. First pitch from Banks. Fastball just a little high. 83, the hardest one he's thrown so far. Had 1 double-digit strikeout outing all the way back on April 7th at Carthage College. 1-0. Line drive foul to the left side. And since the departure of Ryan Sprock, Jake Holcroft, and even Owen Jackson this morning, Madison does not have that Travis Strickler, the JoJo Jackson, the Dalton Pearsons that you see in the rest of the division. Melfi back picks to second. Good throw. Sudica stumbles a little bit, but sliding back in safe is Baron Zamora. Zamora does not run with all that great a speed. A big-bodied guy back at second. 2-1 against Strickler. Banks comes set down to the belt, stares in, throws home. Change up for a strike, just clips the outside corner at 75. Strickler backpedals out of the box. royal blue batting gloves on both his left and his right hand, swinging from the left side. 2-2 from Banks. Swing and a miss. Changeup gets him, and it's the first strikeout as a Mallard for Dalen Banks. We go to the 9th inning, 4-1 Fond du Lac. The Mallards need 3 in their final frame, 3 outs to work with on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Top of the 9th inning from Harebaker Field. Cade Walker, the new pitcher, bends in a slider for strike 1 all the way down at 67 miles an hour to start Jake Goolsby with strike 1. The native of Chicago, Illinois, pitching out of Cuesta College. The sophomore, an 0-1 record with 1 save. Slider low and away, tuned it up to 69. Fond du Lac 4, Madison 1. Davis Hamilton's solo home run, the only run scored by Madison so far. Fastball for a strike. It's 1-2 with Jake Goolsby. 22nd game pitched for Cade Walker. From the windup, rocking high, sock swing and a miss. Goolsby down on 4 pitches.
The fielder, Kyle Schrodel.
And now it's Kyle Schrodel with 1 away. Trailing by 3 runs, they're going to need some base runners. And the bottom of the order has not hit well for power this year. From Kyle Schrodel and on, just 4 combined home runs between those 5 bats. Schrodel takes fastball low and away at 77. Cade Walker, big deep breath, high Navy socks. Kicks and deals on 1-0. Fastball low and away, 2-0. Another scoreboard update here across the Northwoods League. Wisconsin Rapids dominating Green Bay from Capital Credit Union Park 8-1, holding the Rockers to just 3 hits. 2-1 Lakeshore on top of Wausau in the top of the 8th inning from Capco Park. Foul ball right behind home plate on the fastball from Walker. 2-1 pitching to Kyle Schrodel. So everything else the Mallards need to go right is going right. Slider outside, 3-1. It's a good backdoor slider, though, from Walker. I mean, that just missed the zone. And Schrodel looking to become the first base runner of the inning. Bouncing ball foul on the fastball from Walker. And it's full. Now you got to watch out for that backdoor slider. It's the most confident pitch from Walker so far this year, especially against Madison. He has looked really sharp with that pitch. Up until his last outing, the Mallards had hit him pretty well on 3-2. Slider bounces towards Schrodel, and it is a one-out base runner for Madison here in the 9th inning.
Here comes the designated hitter, Chad McCann.
Chad McCann bats with one away. His first game with a couple of ABs. He's 0 for 3, 2 flyouts and a ground out. Lefty on righty here with one away in the 9th. Double play could end it. First pitch, fastball low. Schrodel will advance to second base. No, he will stay. Didn't get too far away from Catterhagen. Remember, the unfortunate view that we have here in the Fond du Lac press box is looking right at the backside of a camera operator. Beautiful view. No open window. Walker steps off for his first disengagement. Tosses away a baseball, gets a new one from home plate umpire Rod Jackson. (4-1) Fond du Lac, 1-0 count against Chad McCann. Walker comes home, slider for a strike. Madison down to their final 2 outs of this ball game. Runner on first base, Schrodel after his walk out of a 3-1 count. Walker comes home, fastball up and away. He starts that fastball and slider in the same exact spot. Looks all too similar out of the hand, and it is just those 2 pitches that has really led him through his 21 games so far. 2-1. Slider low, 3 balls and 1 strike. Keenan Taylor with probably the most power out of this group at the bottom of the order. He looms on deck. Here comes a 3-1. Fastball checked on, and yes, it is a strike. Rod Jackson, the home plate umpire, made the call. Would have been ball 4. Sixteenth pitch from Cade Walker coming. The 3-2 fastball just a bit low. And the Mallards put the tying run at the plate in the top of the 9th inning. Just the second time today that Madison has had multiple base runners on the base paths in an inning. Madison has been held to 3 hits, 2 of them in the 6th inning, and the home run in the 8th. So here is Taylor, 2 home runs on the year. First pitch fastball is outside. Walker misses at 82. Sun beating down on everybody here in Fond du Lac except us in the broadcast booth. 4-1 Fond du Lac, 3-run edge, 2 runners on. Taylor grounds towards third. It's West. Fields throws to second base for 1. The relay to first, double play, and this ball game is over from Hare-Baker Field. So Fond du Lac is now tied with Madison atop the Great Lakes West. The Madison offense just could not get it going again. They're going to have to figure out something different. Since the All-Star break, the offense has yet to wake up. Final score today, 4-1. Fond du Lac on top. The Great Lakes West is now a tie atop the division. Signing off here today from Zach Linfield, the winning pitcher is Eric Sipling, 5 2/3 of tremendous baseball tossed. Andrew Gardino to 0-2. Cade Walker picks up his second save. Good night for today, early ball game, and back at home tomorrow for 1 game against the Lakeshore Chinooks, then 1 game against Wausau, then back on the road. The next time we will be on a road broadcast. Signing off from Zach Linfield, this has been your home of Madison Mallards baseball.